Good morning, lovelies. Sorry for the late upload. I know I've missed the last couple of weeks. In my defense, I've had a lot going on. Work has been insane because we are short-staffed, so I'm basically working full-time hours there. I've started bouldering and have somehow managed to not break my neck, so yay me. Some personal stuff is happening. My brother is moving into grad school, and oh yeah, my first full-length novel is now going to be published! So yeah, the science fiction novel that I've referenced a few times on this channel, currently named Citadel, probably subject to change, that is now going to be published by Blackstone Publishing, probably sometime next year. I am filming this after getting a confirmed second offer from them via my literary agents, but I'm not going to release this video until after the paperwork is signed. It's good, it's a done deal. So today I wanted to make a video describing not only that, a very exciting announcement that I have only told a handful of people about. I haven't even told my personal friends. They're gonna be so mad at me. But I also wanted to tell you how I did it, how I got the literary agent and the publishing contract, so other authors can kind of know what to expect. If this video seems a little frazzled and, not very well structured, that's because I didn't even write a script for this. I'm just winging it and riding totally off of my excitement, and yeah, I probably should have written a script for it. I'm sorry, except I'm not. Okay, so first things first, what is Citadel about? Short answer, a traumatized teenage girl needs to stop a war between humans and the winged telepathic telekinetic wolves that live in the forest. Longer answer, on an alien planet there is one human city called Citadel, and it's in this forest that is full of what they think are demons, the wolves with wings and telepathy and whatnot. They think that they have to purge all of them as part of this holy mission, and that the demons are, yeah, evil, but ultimately, bestial, animal intelligence, etc. Until our main character, a nonverbal autistic scientist named Olivia, is doing sciencey things in the forest and has a chance encounter with one of these demons and realizes that they are sentient. And so she then goes on a highly inadvisable quest alone into this forest in order to get answers. And this is one part scientific curiosity for her. She's very curiosity driven, and also one part she is still mourning the death of her soldier boyfriend who has been killed in this war just in the last year. So some of her answers are, why the fuck did you guys kill my boyfriend? She's really fun to write, I'm not gonna lie. Before I get into how I got the literary agent from Seymour Agency, by the way, as well as the offer from Blackstone Publishing, I should tell you how it's supposed to go. That is the way things normally work in the writing industry. When an author has a polished manuscript, that is, it's not a rough draft, it is as perfect as they themselves can make it. They have had their friends and family members look at it. They might have even had waves of beta readers and critique partners look at it. It is almost ready to go on the shelves as is. They then query a bunch of literary agents. Query meaning they send out an email with usually with a synopsis, a hook, this is what the novel is about, as well as whatever else that literary agent specifically asked for. Some of them ask for the first 5 pages, some ask for the first 50 pages, some of them ask for a full-length synopsis including all spoilers. Everyone's different. Writers then get rejection after rejection after rejection until finally finding a literary agent that is willing to take them on. The literary agent then uses their connections and know-how in order to try to submit the manuscript to publishers, and they get rejection after rejection after rejection until finally finding a publisher that is willing to take that manuscript on. Basically what the literary agent does is it not only helps you find a publisher, but it also helps you negotiate the publishing deal, making sure that the author gets as much money as they can, that nobody's getting screwed over, and in exchange for those services, the literary agent makes about 15% of what the author makes from this publishing deal. So they get paid on commission, and it's a very good investment. Most publishers, especially the big publishing houses, they won't even consider manuscripts that don't have literary agents. So even just finding an agent, that is a huge step. It's also not what happened here. I had the manuscript, Citadel was ready to go, and I start querying agents. I actually had this whole Excel spreadsheet set up where like I would go to websites like Query Tracker and like other literary agent websites specifically that are like a database of all the literary agents that take on new adult science fiction novels. I would narrow it down to like the top 10 to 15 agents that, you know, from what they said that they're on their manuscript wish list, on their bios, that I thought they'd probably be interested in what I have to write. I would then send it to all of them in this way, obviously changing the query letter with, you know, details, personalizing it for all of them, making sure that the literary agent that wants the first 5 pages plus a full author bio plus a full synopsis got that, and the literary agent that just wants a query gets just that, and the literary agent that wants the query in the first 20 pages gets just that, etc. And then I got rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection, which I knew intellectually going in was what was going to happen. My mother, I've mentioned her a couple of times. I actually did a video with her once, a couple of times too. She once told me that when she was first getting started, she got so many rejection letters from both literary agents and publishers that she could have completely redone the apartment that she and Dad were living in Boston with just the rejection letters. She's now a New York Times bestselling author, and by the way, she still gets rejections, so yeah, just kind of something to bear in mind. But it's still hard getting those rejections, even if you know going in that the chances of these people actually taking your manuscript are slim to none. It still hurts, and a lot of it just is not about you. It's not even about your manuscript. You can have the best manuscript, the best story in the world, but if the literary agent themselves just isn't digging it for personal reasons, or they are already swamped full of manuscripts, or yeah, they have a position, you know, available basically in terms of manuscripts, but they already have so much science fiction, and now they really want an urban fantasy or an epic fantasy or a romance or whatever, and so it's a genre mix, or they might love your manuscript and like think that it's a great fit for their agency, but they just don't think they're going to be able to sell it to the publisher. They're not going to take it, and they're not going to tell you why. It's all of the rejection letters were like, you know, thank you so much for letting me see this manuscript. Unfortunately, just not right for this, you know, agency, blah, blah, blah. That's what really irked me. Like, if you're going to reject me, can you at least give me a specific reason why, so that way I can better tweak my query letter? Or like, I get that literary agents get so many queries that even, you know, an actual rejection is often better than what a lot of them normally do, which is just give no response at all, but still, Jesus. Anyway, I was getting frustrated after like 20, 25 rejections, and yes, I can already hear so many of you authors laughing at me. They certainly did over on Facebook, because I got comments when I was bitching to them about this. They were just like, oh yeah, no, I've got, you know, 60 rejection letters, I've gotten 70, I've gotten over 100. A lot of them just said fuck it and self-published. But that is expensive if you do it right, by which I mean you have to hire the developmental editor, the copy editor, the proofreader. You gotta hire someone to actually do a really nice cover for your book so people are genuinely interested. You gotta cover some marketing costs. I calculated the costs, and if I were to self-publish Citadel, it would be somewhere between $5,000 and $8,000, which I do not have. So I'm just like, I decided that I needed help with my query letter. And the thing is, I am in a ton of writers' Facebook groups. So, like, I'm in like 20 of them. It's a little ridiculous. So what I did was I took the query letter template that I had been using and I posted it on like 20 of these Facebook groups for writers. And I basically said, pick this apart, guys. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. And I got a lot of really great feedback, by the way. Highly recommend, if you're struggling with the querying process, that you do this. Some of the feedback is going to contradict each other, and you are probably going to spark a debate over how exactly you should try to pitch your novel, but you are going to get some really great feedback, and your query letter is going to shine even better for it. So I do this, and then one of the commenters was this guy named Rick, and I believe it's just the generic writers group for Facebook. and he said something along the lines of, "This sounds really cool. I work in the publishing industry, and I know some literary agents who are looking for a sci-fi novel. Why don't you send me the first 50 pages?" Now, when something is too good to be true, it usually is. So my back was kind of immediately up. I was just like, you say you work in the publishing industry, do you? Like, where exactly? And he said, I work for Blackstone Publishing. Gave me the website, gave me this whole list of other authors and literary agents that he had worked with. I looked them up online. Legit publishing company, actually got started in audiobooks before getting into print and ebook, and then I was scrolling through one of their About Us page, I think, and it has had this picture of this older guy standing in front of the bookshelves and going, and this is a photo of Rick, our such and such publisher, and I was just like, okay, real guy who works for a real place. So I sent him the first 50 pages and then kind of forget about it because I genuinely don't think anything is going to come of this. I refuse to get my hopes up. I'm just going to keep querying other literary agents as I've been doing with the new revisions to my query letter. Rick comes back to me like a week or so later and asks for the full manuscript because, yeah, he had sent it to a couple of literary agents that he knows, but had also taken a peek himself and was just like, maybe we don't need the middleman. So I send him the full manuscript, and I continue to query and get rejected by other literary agents until finally Rick sends me an offer for publication from Blackstone. And I'm just like, ah. And the first thing I do was, I don't even read the full offer before I forward it to my mom and call her. And I'm just like, Mom, I got this. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And by the way, the same thing happened to her. For her first major novel, Undead and Unwed, she got the publishing contract first and then the literary agent. So I guess it's a little bit of family karma that with this whole process. Anyway, she was super excited. I'm super excited. We're talking back and forth on the phone. She's actually reading through the offer, which I should have done, but I had just woken up, so. And, in the email, Rick sent me saying, and, you don't need to, have a literary agent, you could just sign right now. And both Mom and I are just like, no, we're gonna go with a literary agent because, as I said earlier, not only does a literary agent help you find the right publisher, but they also help you negotiate a better book deal. So I replied to Rick saying, hey, I have every intention of signing on with you guys. This is great, but I would feel much better if I had a literary agent. And his response was, abso-fucking-lutely. Here are some people that I have personally worked with and would suggest. He is also an author himself, so he actually recommended his agents, a gals named Leslie and Julie, who work at Seymour Agency. Quick side note before I continue, if you are like me and you manage to get a offer for publication before a literary agent and you tell them, I have every intention of signing on with you guys, but would like a literary agent first, and they push you and they say, no, this offer is going to expire, you need to sign with us right now, walk away. First of all, book offers are not yogurt. They're not gonna go bad, okay? You don't want to wait 6 months, but it's not like, oh my god, I need to rush and do this right now. Like, no. Stop, breathe, make sure you have a neutral third party who is invested in making sure you get a good deal and that the publishers don't get screwed over too. So anyway, Rick was really good about this, and I forward up with some literary agents that I hadn't heard from yet and say, hey, just an FYI, I got this offer from Blackstone, so if you could give me a call or an email back in the next couple of weeks so I know who to go with, because I really do want to go forward with this. And of course, all the literary agents that I had sent emails to, they said no. The copy and paste emails pretty much changed from thank you so much, but it's just not the right fit for us, to, oh, congratulations, it's a good first step, we just can't take your manuscript right now, which, hey, I get it, we're swamped. I did have like a phone conversation with one of them, and he was fine, but we just didn't click for some reason. And then, like I mentioned earlier, Rick has his own literary agents, Leslie and Julie from the Seymour Agency. So he introduced all the three of us through email. I, of course, did a background check on the Seymour Agency and Leslie and Julie. They're totally legit. They're good. And by the way, while all of this is happening, my mom has her own literary agent, Ethan. She actually forwarded him the offer from Blackstone and said, "Hey, Ethan, just an FYI, my daughter Chris, is doing this, blah blah blah, and if we could I just want to make sure that Blackstone is legit, is cool. So if there's anything we need to be aware of." Basically, she was just asking if there's any bad gossip we should know about. And Ethan gave this full rundown of, like, he worked with Blackstone a few times before, totally legit, great company, and also gave like a full blow-by-blow of like the offer that Rick had sent, and like, she really should ask him about this, and should tell him no to that, and blah blah. Basically, giving the literary agent equivalent of getting a full physical exam from the doctor for free without insurance, which above and beyond what we were asking for, but we're very grateful. Basically, if I hadn't had a literary agent, I still would have known exactly what questions to ask and what to negotiate for, which is really cool. It turned out to be unnecessary because I had a video conference with Leslie and Julie from Seymour Agency, and like we got on like a house on fire, pretty much signed with them on the spot. So I signed on with them, and then this was like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, and they've since gotten back to me with a revised offer from Blackstone, which I'm going to sign. And as soon as that happens, then I will release this video onto the public and make the announcement official. And then bury my head in revisions because the editors and agents both agree that, okay, you need to do this, 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 and this. So yeah, I'm really excited. This is going to be great. I imagine the first book is going to be out probably sometime next year. It's definitely going to be audiobook because that's what Blackstone specializes in, but probably print and ebook too. So it's gonna be great. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much. I will keep you up to date on everything. And if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye, lovelies.